Wildflower, I thought was, I'm just talking on this real fast. Wildflower, I thought was so fucking dope and so fucking funny because he made me hate whoever that girl was that did that foul shit to him. Like, he was so graphic and so detailed and so angry. It was so much emotion in it that only Ghostface could do. Is that emotion that Ghostface could do? Like, it reminds me of when he the video when he goes on Action Bronson and shit, but he's doing it in such a grown up manner now. But like, he was serving her like the whole verse. He was, bitch, I fucked you on 3 legs. Like, what's up, everyone? This is Tatum. I'm back with another episode of Flowers. For those that's new to my channel, Flowers is my segment where I like to give some of my favorite albums or albums that I feel like appreciation or albums that's classic too. Their flowers, and just I'd like to dedicate a show to them. Today I'm going to be talking about an album that just hit its 25th anniversary. So for me, when hip hop albums reach those kind of milestones and they still stand up and still hold the test of time, it's a hands down, I got to do an episode on it. So today I'm going to be discussing Ghostface Killah, Iron Man. Dude, I've been on just a Wu-Tang binge for like the past month. I'm pretty sure the show's help. If you haven't watched it already on Hulu, the Wu-Tang show, go check it out. It's amazing. I wanted to turn my channel into like a show review just how good that show is, and just to see their growth and how they became who they came in that show. Iron Man is Ghostface Killah's debut album. It came out in October. It came out late October 1996, which is crazy looking back on it. And I had to go through this myself, but looking back on all the discography of the Wu-Tang members and how late this was compared to the others. So it was obviously Insta 36, Meth, ODB, Liquid Swords, Gravediggers did something that's not Wu-Tang, but still affiliates, and Raekwon. So you get about 4 or 5 Wu-Tang albums from members prior to this album coming out in 96, late 96. And then I was thinking, damn, then Wu-Tang Forever came out, what, 2 years so after this? This is kind of crazy just to put all that in context. But this album is so fucking dope. And I like to give credit to, obviously, Ghostface Killah, Raekwon, Capadonna, but tip my hat to RZA as well, because just to create all those albums, 6 albums back to back to back to back, and all of them considered classic, is it's unheard of. It's like unheard of. And crafting different sounds. Obviously, all the beats had the RZA sound throughout, but crafting different sounds for each member. Meth album sound different from Ray album. Ray album sounds different from this, even though he's on it. It was something that I thought was dope. And even the cover is dope. They're in the Wallabies factory, like where the shoes are made. And you see the creams and you see the blue. It's like so fucking dope. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm just going to talk about some of the things that made this album dope to me and just give my overall appreciation of it. I'm not going to go through all the songs. I'm just going to bing, 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 bong. To start the album with Iron Maiden, and the way that, I'll just say this. Ray he's my favorite member of the Wu-Tang. It's always a toss-up between him and Ghost, but Ray in his prime was such a dope lyricist. Something that didn't like translate well after the fact. Like after he left, like Ghostface went on to make Supreme Clientele in the 2000s. It was kind of hard for Ray to find one in the 2000s, but when he was on, he was on. And the way he started this was just crazy. And even to have it start with like the black exploitation movies and things of that nature. Like Ghostface album contained much more of a soulful vibe. Even think about All I Got Is You, when it's just a loop. You know what I mean? And it allows you to hear what he's saying in it. But anyway, in a way that Ray he always starts his verse, him and Ghostface too. Ray and Ghostface started their verses like we're in mid conversation and we got to jump in and figure out, okay, what's going on now? What happened? Oh man, like we just walked in the door mid story. I love that about them. Ghostface said some line in here that fuck Benadryl, the violin, and knowledge God sounded ill. Like just the way that he, like, you know what I mean? Like that shit was just crazy. And Capadonna come on there also kills it at the end. Every evening I have a by myself meeting, thinking who's gonna catch the next beating from my mental slanging, bitching rap. Twist the point of a warfare. I brutalize all the competition, catching hellhead. Chance him, that's what they said. Threw up a ransom. I jacked it, stripped the beat naked and packed it. Give me my awards. Like the way he ended with just give me my awards. Like he was just flowing so crazy. Like it just, you could hear him running out of breath. You could just hear like, oh shit, they not playing. Wildflower, I thought was, I'm just telling you this real fast. Wildflower, I thought was so fucking dope and so fucking funny because he made me hate whoever that girl was that did that foul shit to him. Like he was so graphic and so detailed and so angry. It was so much emotion in it that only Ghostface could do. Is that emotion that Ghostface could do? Like it reminds me of when he the video when he goes on Action Bronson and shit, but he's doing it in such a grown up manner now. But like he was serving her like the whole verse. He was, bitch, I fucked you on 3 legs. Like, the faster blade, Raekwon just goes off on that. That's just like a dolo track for him, and he just goes nuts. 260 is so fucking dope. 260 is so fucking dope. I just read an article. I saw an article where Ghostface was talking about performing and how he don't get to perform those songs as much, and on their tour that they're doing now, that he gets to perform those songs and you see the crowd react to some of these album cuts that, you know, that you just don't get to perform a lot. And 260 was one of those. You handle this like algebra, like UFO spot him like Gallagher. Poisonous Darts is one of my favorites for the fact that it's one of the solo Ghostface records. I love Ghostface on records like that because it's like this non-stop beat. Dun, 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 dun. Like it's like the loop is constant, but it's so what's the words I'm looking for? It allows him to just go the fuck off. Like you're forced to listen to him, and he finds this pocket where he's flowing. It sounds like he's flowing against the beat, kinda, but it falls right into pocket. That's the Ghostface I love. Like when he just like nutmeg Ghostface, where he just like, oh my god, what the whoa, like the words are just like ping ponging back and forth off the beat. That's the Ghostface I love the most, and that's why I enjoy this record, being on this album. And you know, it's one of the only ones where he's dolo. So I gotta appreciate that. Wu-Tang will survive, and he like gets to a part and he's in it. Then he just he messes up and he's like, "Come on, man, that shit was like." But that beat is so hard. It's a thing, right? A lot of these records on here don't even have hooks. Like, only hook I can really think of is the. No, that's all. All I got to do doesn't even have a hook. Yeah, I can't really think. Is it no hooks on this album? Am I tripping? Damn, is it no hooks on here? Fish is probably one of my favorites on here. I just love that production on there is crazy, and I love what they did to that song. That shit is just like so hard. It reminds me of November, Cold. It just feels. Everything about that song is just hard. The way he just started, we eat fish and toss salads. I love Cam A just for the fact that it reminds me of, it's like the darker ice cream for me without the hook. It's like Ghostface, can you cook, darling? Baked macaroni, turkey wings, a nigga starving. Or how just how Raekwon comes on there. What's the deal, Goldilocks? Ain't nothing. I'm just hibernating. Like what? Pour me some scotch, a coca vacia. What do you say? Nervous and shy. Baby girl, my gift got you high. Make you wanna hit me with the keys to that 5. Just joking, baby. I got a sharp sense of humor. Wish I would have bumped into your frame a lot sooner. What's your physical degree? 31, 33. Half Asian with a slight touch of Chinese. What? Wu-Tang R&B verses and cuts don't get enough. Well, ladies records should get way more praise than they do, because just think of this, Ice Cream, the Jodeci remix. It's a lot of shit. That's Daytona 500. I can't say nothing about that song. That video is fucking iconic. I just learned last week that RZA met the guy who did the, I guess, created Speed Racer, and he was a big Wu-Tang fan, and he allowed them to use all that footage in the video. Like one of the first like cartoon sync voice with rap. I know you probably see that a lot on Instagram. Like I don't know who page it is, but they do it a lot. This was like the first of that. Just it's still dope to this day. Looking back at it, preparing for this, still dope to this day. Motherless Child is See, what I wonder sometimes is I want to ask RZA this. Hopefully, not hopefully, one day I'll interview RZA and ask him this. But how tailoring all these beats for each artist, right? So you get to a song like Motherless Child, and it's eerie. I can't even think like, what were you thinking? You get the sample. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Then you get the doom da doom, doom da doom. It's just like it's blending all this shit is crazy. Black Jesus. To be truthfully honest with you, I just start coming around to Black Jesus. After the smoke clears, for some reason, that's probably one of my favorites too. That beat is just so unorthodox. It doesn't sound like it should work, but it works. And just from a person who does production and make beats, I just was like, after the smoke is clear, and doom, doom, doom. That shit is just hard. I'll put it in here. All I Got Is You, probably one of the, really probably the only heartfelt record on here besides Wildflower. It's nothing like this on this album. It stands out immediately. It's just a perfect record, and every time I hear it, I feel like I'm going to tear up. Every time Two Brothers Born with Muscular Dystrophy killed me. How he used to have to go to the neighbor's house for food. He was scared. He was embarrassed to use stamps. Or he was scared to sleep with his cousin because he peed the bed. It's so many things that's relatable in that. Plucking roaches out the cereal box, using water, using the same. It was just, I love that. I really love that. That record right there is one of those records that when people talk about how bad hip hop is or how it doesn't have substance, those people are stupid for one. But listen to records like this and you tell me you don't feel nothing. Let me get into my best songs. All That I Got Is You, Fish. I'm gonna have to go with Daytona 500. That shit is just so unique. Dun 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 dun. It's just ill. Worst song. There is none for real for me. I'll just Wildflower because it's hard for me to listen to that with my kid in the car. I wanted my best line to be some rapidy rap shit, but to be truthfully honest, things was deep. My whole youth was sharpening cleats. Two brothers with muscular dystrophy killed me, but I remember this. Mama would lick her fingertips to wipe the coal out my eye before school with a spit. That line is just hard, bro. It's just like it pits you right there. It's relatable, and it brings some type of joy through all the pain that he's going through. That one little thing of his mother, I can still remember wiping the coal out my eye with her fingertip. So like those little nuances is why that line stood out to me. Let's wrap this up though. In closing, happy 25th anniversary to Ironman album. Happy 25th anniversary to Ghostface. Just for making this album that's just so fucking classic and has stood the test of time all these years. I know I've read interviews where he said he prefers Supreme Clientele over this. Me too. Just from a lyrical growth aspect. But this one is still the one. Like without this one is still the one. And the fact that I'm pretty sure the pressure was, I'm speaking straight to Ghostface now. I'm pretty sure the pressure was crazy just from coming after all your brothers like that. Like that's a lot to live up to Kyle. 36 Chambers, the dirty version, Only Built for Cuban Links, Liquid Swords. It was a lot. I'm pretty sure that you had to go up against, and you knocked this shit out the park. And to do it all without no hooks. I'm not sure if that was the plan going in, that they didn't want any songs with any hooks. But looking back on it, it's probably like one hook on this whole album, and that just fucking fucked me up. So I just wanted to give flowers where flowers are due. So flowers to you, flowers to this album, and flowers to the whole Wu-Tang, man. Wu-Tang is so fucking legendary, bro. I should have worn my Wu-Tang shirt, but I thought it would be corny. So that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comments some of your favorite records on here. Name me your top 3 records on here. Where were you when Iron Man dropped? What does this album mean to you? And if you like this one, I might do Supreme Clientele. Just let me know in the comments. And hit that follow button. Hit that subscribe. Help me move up in the algorithms. Every like matters. No, I don't want to say that.